We'll call this meeting of the Tourist Development Council to order. We'll begin with our invocation led by Mr. Hartley and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and we thank you for our blessings. Lord, we ask you to go with us as we serve the residents of Baker County. Lord, Heavenly Father, we ask you to touch the fire, Lord, and move it out of the way and put it out, that no structure will get burned or anyone will get hurt. We ask for safety with the fire personnel and everyone that's assisting that, Lord. Keep them safe, Lord. Heavenly Father, we just ask you for your divine intervention. Lord, Heavenly Father, we ask you to go with us as we serve and make the right decision. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. New business item of funding application, the Farm and Folk Market. Miss Betty Center filling in for Shira Callahan.
Shira is actually in South Carolina seeing the graduation from boot camp of her son. So another young man beginning his military career. And I apologize for my throat. As a matter of fact, let me pass these out.
Miss Betty, I have a peppermint if that might help.
Thank you.
You sound like I did about 2 days ago. Just want to get my voice back also.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, the development of this is supposed to be the beginnings of a Baker Day event, hopefully done every year, and maybe even as a farmer's market on a quarterly basis. And by the local community organizations active in disasters and the Long-Term Recovery Committee went out into the community and did needs assessments. And one of the themes that ran through that was that we wanted to keep our rural characteristics and we wanted to make that more known. And we also wanted to honor that. And the way to honor that, we thought, was to do a Baker Day event. And this is going to be a farmer and folk market. And it'll be, as a matter of fact, I was at the Florida Wildlife Landowners Assistance Program meeting yesterday. And there were people from all counties around us, Union County, Alachua, Bradford, all the counties around us. And they all took great interest in this. And I was very pleased with that. It also currently has the backing of the City of McClenny, of the county, and also the Sheriff's Office and the Farm Bureau Board. So those individuals have already signed on as this. As a matter of fact, the county commissioners recommended we come to the Tourism Development Council to seek funding for that. And that funding would be used carefully and intentionally to support promotional signage, advertising, to bring other people in. And in fact, we are hopeful that this would be, anytime there's a festival in our area, a lot of people, like myself, you go to that one and then you go to the next one, you make a day of it. You hop to festivals around the area. And we are close adjacent to Diamond D's, Diamonds and Rust, or whatever theirs is. So we're hoping that you'll get some of that overflow crowd also. And Shira's proposal requested $1,500 from the TDC, and the total event budget was $2,500. And again, we're hoping that this is the beginning of a yearly event that will be done in Baker County. And when we presented the overall Long-Term Recovery Committee's plan to the county commissioners, I was really taken by Mr. Anderson's response to that. He was very, it touched him because he could recall previous events where you had these kinds of things and men grew a beard or something. So I think it's very nostalgic for a lot of people here in Baker County.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions?
You already have vendors lined up?
Yes, here's lining up vendors. And as a matter of fact, at the meeting I spoke of earlier, those individuals were very interested in being potential vendors. Like I say, that was 5 different counties that were there. And so she's had a lot of response back, especially on as a matter of fact, the Women's Club. We are going to do a heritage seed booth to where from an organization you get heritage seeds, and then people can bring heritage seeds, and we will give those out to people if they want to grow those. So that's one event we've already got fully planned. And then beautifully, they're going to actually open the heritage buildings that day. And we had hoped to work with the Historical Society, but they have a big event that same day out of the Women's Club. So that we're going to, hopefully, because every time I've ever been at an event there, people have asked me, can we go in and look? So people are really excited about that, I think.
Mr. Chairman, if I may?
Yep.
So I've had some conversations with Shira also, and I know they're working on a video. In fact, she has been provided the images and the video that Visit Florida did for this group a couple years ago that highlights Baker County.
Yep.
And so I know that she's really working on promotion of that, and so she's gonna wanna share that. And just in a show of good faith, because she had to go ahead and publish her marketing materials, she did go ahead and include the county seal and all of that information.
Yep. She came by the office Monday
Yeah.
to pick up a check.
Yeah.
And I did get to hear the audio portion of that video, and it's done very professionally, and it was very nice. I was really glad to hear it. And I think it's going to be a good day, you know. I don't see any issues, really. Thank you for coming. I know you don't feel good.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to support.
Second. $1,500, correct?
Have a motion by Mr. Langford, a second by Mr. Norton to approve the $1,500 request. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, like sign. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Betty.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Have a good day. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Oh, and God bless you all as inspired to go. It's okay. I know you have more important things to do than listen to me, but God bless you all.
Mr. Chairman, would it be maybe a better use of time if we have Ladonna come give
Absolutely.
her presentation, so
Yeah.
she doesn't have
I'm
to
sure
sit
she's
through
got
that?
more things to do than sit there and listen.
Yes, sir.
Ms. LaDonna, how are you?
I'm fine this afternoon. How about you guys?
Good, thank you.
I can't complain. It sounds like I'm in better shape right now than some other people. So,
Yes.
you know, those fires have a mind of their own sometimes. So
They
we
do.
just have to pray that
Every time.
it shows some mercy on us today. So I think Kayla had maybe attached some
Yes, the
information
last
to
two
your.
pages.
Okay.
The last 2 pages in your packet.
Yeah, so there should be a letter that's 2 pages, and there should also be a flyer as well. So I came and spoke to you guys a little bit last year.
Maybe the page
Um,
before. Yeah, page before too. There you go.
So when I took the position, my current position at Community Development, I noticed very early on that we get calls for everything. If somebody doesn't know where to renew their driver's license, they call us. If someone doesn't know where to pay their taxes, they call us. If they need a survey, they call us. We seem to be kind of a catch-all department for just about everything. So this idea kind of stemmed from that, a way to have all of the resources available in Baker County all in one place. So you see a lot of health fairs, you see a lot of vendor markets, but you don't really see any sort of event that is for resources. So the idea was, if you needed anything that was available in Baker County, you could walk through the building and you could get that. Whether it was renew a driver's license, registering to vote, contractor information, healthcare information, any of those things. So this will be the 3rd year that will be hosting this. It's going to be at the fairgrounds. It is March the 7th. We tried to do the best we could, making sure that we missed Easter and spring break and opening day of ball season, all of that stuff, so that hopefully the community could focus on this. We intend to have all of the vendors set up inside the fairgrounds. So it would kind of be just like when you visit the fair and all of those booths are set up, you would come in, you can walk a circle around, and all of those resources will be there. There's going to, the Red Cross is going to be there doing some CPR classes and things like that. All of our constitutionals have committed to being part, and most of the local businesses and resources that we've had the last 2 years have already said that they plan on coming back. We intend to have a touch-a-truck outside with some emergency vehicles and possibly some equipment for the kids to walk through. We'll have the Bloodmobile. We also were able to line up the Buddy Bus, which is the mobile mammogram bus. So ladies will be able to register for that to have their annual mammogram if needed. And we also have some food trucks lined up. So part of the push behind this, I'm a firm believer that resources should be free. Information should be available to you without a cost. You should know what resources are available in the county you live in without having to pay for that information. That's just my personal belief. So each year we charge no admission, and the vendors and participants that register, they do not pay any sort of registration fee either. So I present this to you guys today, first of all, just for informational purposes, and second of all, for participation, maybe from you guys as a board and you guys individually as business owners. So we ask that you come out and, have a booth, tell us, what you have to offer the county that day. And if you see fit, we do like to get some door prizes to raffle off at the end of the day. So if you see fit to donate anything for those door prizes. So that's it. Just, like I said, just putting it out there for informational purposes and asking for your participation.
All right.
And if you got any questions, I'd be more than
Mr.
happy.
Yep.
How is this being sold to the public? As an education for your local government?
Yes. So that's how it's being presented, is not just local government, but available resources in the county. So we're going to do a little bit of, most of it's going to be social media advertisements, just because that seems to get the best feedback. But a little closer, we're going to start pushing out and kind of putting out a list of those vendors, putting out that information for them to register for the Bloodmobile and the mammograms and that sort of thing. And I'm not sure if you guys realize this. I've only learned this recently. Some of our county food trucks have a very big following, so just saying that a food truck is going to be there kind of gets that out there. So when these vendors are registering with us, in order to register for the event, you have to already provide a service to Baker County. So we're going to have contractors there, but they have to be local contractors that work within Baker County. If you're not already providing a resource, that's not what we're looking for. And so a lot of those resources and businesses and things like that, they're going to help us push out that information. And a few of them have committed to do their own little internal raffles and things like that for their businesses. So we're trying to hit it from a couple of different directions, but it's just going to be proposed as an informational event.
I know. I think we can all relate to this. Is that the public, and it's not their fault. They really don't understand a lot of
Right.
things. And of course, I don't know. Maybe that's a line you don't want to cross. I don't know, but that can.
Yeah. We've
it's more of an education to public.
Right, right.
Different areas of.
I've talked to a couple of our local pastors as well to put that information out there, especially if they have if they have churchgoers who would need resources, or if there's a certain area they know this area is always looking for these resources, to share that information, to let them know to come by. And
So are your raffles held individually in the booths, or are they corporate?
so it is all together. Now, we have a few vendors that would like to do their own raffle and us not be part of that. And we've allowed that. We've just asked that they do not charge for their raffle. The idea is the only thing that you would be paying for when you come out is food, if you choose to get food. There should not be any charge for anything else. So the way we've done it the past 2 years, whenever you come in the door, man, woman, or child, anyone who comes in, they get a raffle ticket. And at the end of the day, before we break everything down, we've done a live stream and actually raffled those items off through social media that way. So sometimes they're still there, sometimes they got to come back and get their item. But if you come through the door, you're getting a raffle ticket and potentially winning a prize. We've had a kind of an interesting mix of things be donated the last couple of years. Everything from gift cards to plants to the extension office last year donated a week of summer camp for a kid, So I kind of like those creative things like that, But that's just me personally.
Do we sign up through you?
Yeah, so that attached to the letter that you have there is a little registration form on the second page. So whether it's you individually or you as a group, anybody that wants to participate, just let me know. And my information's on there. If you've got somebody else you want to share it with, just have them reach out to me, and that's how they register.
Very good.
All right.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions? All right. I'll get out of your hair.
Thank you
y'all.
for coming, yep.
Put it on. All right, you ready to call, Mr.? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just was asked if we were ready to call, if y'all wanted to have more discussion.
Well, I just think it'd be good for us to have a booth. If you have questions, you can come around.
We can do it. We can do it. I was actually thinking I serve on the Education Foundation Board, and we give a lot of student scholarships and prior graduate scholarships, and we're always looking for donors. I was thinking about representing them.
Fair Association, we need help on that. Just answer questions.
Yeah.
Advertise.
Is the county gonna have, I'm sure with
We
the
are.
Donna
We've
there.
got several departments that participate every year. Yeah. Roger, I just noticed, if you don't want to pull your mic up to you, the one that's next to you, just to make sure we get you recording. But yeah, we actually plan to have several departments participate with it as well.
I haven't heard this, I haven't heard of the city. Is this something that, I haven't heard Mike say anything about it, so I don't know.
She sent it out to quite a few. There was like over 100 email addresses. I'm not sure if the city was on that or not, but I could definitely double check.
Well, I'm not speaking, I'm only one person. I won't volunteer.
Right. Yeah, we can make sure that it went with it as well.
Very good.
Ready?
I guess so, yep. I guess the last thing is gonna be discussion on our strategic plan with John Wisnett.
Yes.
Sarah's gonna try to get him on the phone.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, John. I've got you on speakerphone with the TDC. Sorry about that technical difficulty we were having.
No problem. Things happen. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hi,
John.
John.
Hope everyone's doing well. And Sarah and I communicated a little bit. I guess it was last week, and I told her how bad it was up here in Nashville with the weather, and she said, "Well, yeah, it's a little cool here. It's like 56." Just shut up. Just don't talk about that.
Well, I got my payback, John, because it got down to about 18 degrees here, so.
Which is cold, for us.
Yeah, it's cold for us, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, Nashville's still digging out. It's at the peak of the snow, or it was actually more of an ice storm. There was snow. We had 280,000 people without power. So I think we're down to about 60,000 right now. But it's been a mess. Fortunately, we were only out of power for about a day. So we were one of the lucky ones that got our power back early. So, but y'all never have that problem in planning, do you?
Never, not at all.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, I just wanted to touch base with everybody. It's been a while since we've had a chance to talk, and wanted to see if you've all had I sent back the revised strategic plan to Sarah, and I think she redistributed it back out to everybody. It had the changes that we discussed at our last conversation, including primarily the budget. At your direction, I took out the specific budget plan because you folks said you wanted to deal with that specifically yourselves, and just put in the full ask, which is what y'all had indicated, rather than a percentage of the lodging tax. We wanted to go in and ask for the full lodging tax from the county commission for the program of work. Excuse me. And we went through organization a little bit, went through some of the marketing, and I just wondered, is there anything else that we need to change as you had a chance to look through it and kind of think about it? Are there anything else that we need to adjust or change in the plan itself before it gets adopted by your group?
John, this is Roger Langford. Would it be helpful if we had a budget as we presented this going into the decision making?
Yes, sir. Well, now remember that was in the first plan.
I understand, but one we create.
Yes, sir. It was one that you would create. Yes, sir. I think so, to be honest with you, Roger, because I think anytime you're putting forward an ask for funding, people are going to want to know what it's for and how it's going to be used. So I think that would be a good idea. And you could use the one that was in the original plan. I can resend that to you if you need it, to just be a template for you to work from. Obviously, you want to do your own, but it might give you some idea of some of the things that you need to allocate funding for. So
That'd be good.
Yes, sir. I think that would be a good idea. I do. And in the presentation to the commission, I would think that probably, I can do the overall look at things. And Sarah has told me to plan on around 10 minutes for that. So I'll really can make that very concise. And I'll probably put that together and send it to her to send to y'all to see before the county commission, so that you've got a chance to look at it first. But then I think it would be appropriate for that budget request to actually come from the TDC itself, rather than from me. If that makes sense.
It does.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Okay. Good deal. I think from to be honest with you, from the feedback I've gotten back from you, from Sarah, it appears to me that, and correct me if I'm wrong, it appears to me the commission is ready to go. I'm certainly they need to have the documentation in front of them, but it appears the commission is behind the idea of doing something specific and very targeted to make tourism work for Baker County. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems to be my impression.
Yeah, I think you're right, John. I think the commission is supportive of it, and what they've just really asked from us is exactly what this plan is. It's just a plan that shows how we're going to spend the money and what sources we can use. So yeah, I think you're spot on.
Well, good. Well, then what I can do then is in my portion of the presentation, just give the broad outline. Here's what we're looking at in terms of organization, the budget ask. Here's some of the programming that we think be important. Look at your competitive set, some of the research, and again, keep that concise. I know the board will have a lot of things to consider. one of the things that and you guys give me direction on this, and there may even be some legal things involved in this in terms of sunshine and so on. Do you think it would be appropriate to give the commissioners the plan before we do the presentation so that they've got a chance to look at it?
Absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They'll need it for a few weeks for sure to digest all of that, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense to me. And is it, as I shared with Sarah, I may have shared with the TDC as well. If you think it would be helpful at all for me to meet one-on-one with some of the commissioners prior to the meeting on the 3rd, I'll be more than glad to come down early and do that. Again, I don't know, some communities I've worked in, you can't do that. It falls under the sunshine laws or rules for the community. And so if it's inappropriate, I certainly don't want to do that. Or if you think it's not necessary, I won't do it. But I want to offer that to you. The meeting is on Tuesday night. I could easily come down Sunday, spend Monday, and then part of the day Tuesday actually meeting with commissioners one-on-one, if you think that'd be helpful at all.
John, let's do this. Why don't I'll circulate the plan to the commissioners as long as there's no more, comments from the TDC today. And I will extend that offer to them. And if they want to meet with you individually, we'll let you know.
That's fine. That'll work out fine. And I think I may have told y'all, when I was head of the CBB in a particular county here in Tennessee, my chairman always said, don't go into a meeting that you don't know you have the yes votes for. So, I would, if they have any questions, it'd probably be better to deal with those outside of the meeting, or have their questions answered before they get into the meeting, than to have them question anything, radical during the meeting itself. So, again, I'll just put myself at your disposal, and just if you'll let me know, Sarah, in time for me to plan my travel, then we'll be in good shape for that. So,
Absolutely.
good deal. Well, are there any things that you want me to adjust in the plan? Are there any things that you've seen as you go through it? I've gone through it 2 or 3 times since the last time the last time I sent you the revised one. And I think we were all pretty much in agreement on everything that was in the plan. So,
I think my concern, this Commissioner Hartley,
yes, sir.
is I think we need to look at the budget.
Yeah.
Because I have some questions on how we spend some of the money.
Yes, sir.
And not go out too far on these things in the future so soon, I guess.
Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I feel like we need to support things that are bringing in tourists at this point in our county, not all these other things that might possibly, hopefully would. We've got things that do bring it in. So I think that's part of my concern. And I think we're all in agreement to look at the budget. So
yes, Commissioner, that's a valid point. And I think probably as you look at that first budget, and again, I'll rescind the one that was in the original plan. Again, not just as a starting point for you to look at, not for you to necessarily adopt. But it really focuses on the creation of the agency, the county department. It focuses on personnel with your director, and particularly as you start out, it'll focus a lot on marketing, because that's the whole point, is to spend that money effectively to get visitors into Baker County, which I think is very important. I mean, that's the primary function anyway, to spend that money to earn more money for the county. And to help commissioners understand, and the public, there'll be public there as well, but to help everyone understand that this is not necessarily, this is, number one, it's not taxing Baker County citizens at all. These are not funds that are going to come from the citizens of the county. And 2, it's an investment. It's not just giving the money to an agency. It's actually an investment that should show a positive return back to the county. In terms of travel expenditures, in terms of excuse me, lodging tax collections, sales tax collections, all that type of thing. So that it really is, it is money spent to get money earned, basically.
John, this is Danny Norton. My concern was, the director, being performance-based, and figuring out some way to make sure that the investment that we put into this person,
Yes, sir.
that we somehow or another figure out some way to gauge it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
For the ultimate goal of what you just said, to bring people here.
Right.
Now,
Right.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know exactly how to do that. That's more your field, I'm sure, but
Yes, sir.
how do we know that we're getting something for our investment?
Yes, sir, correct. There's a number of things that you can do. There's and that's the $55 million question for every tourism agency in the country. Until you put turnstiles on the street, you can never count the number. You can't say we will increase visitation by X number of visitors, because there's no way to track that. What you can do is say, we want to see X percentage of increase in lodging tax collections within a certain period of time. We want to see X percentage increase in occupancy rates at area hotels and the resort, the camping resort. Those are the kind of numbers they're specific numbers, and you can certainly say these are our targets to show that we're getting a good return on our investment. And you have to give it a little time. It would be next to impossible to say we're going to start this up in fiscal year 26-27, get a director in place, start doing our marketing, and we're going to see this incredible increase in 1 year, because it just doesn't happen that way. It's going to take some time to find the person, to onboard the person, to let them begin the program of marketing and selling the destination. So usually a good bar is to say we hope to see X percentage increase in, let's say, lodging in occupancy and in lodging tax collections in 3 years' time or 2 years' time. Give yourself some reasonable. It should be a modest but recognizable increase within 3 years. It should be a noticeable increase within 5 years. So, and then of course going forward, those are the two primary measurement tools that you've got. Pardon me, is your occupancy increase, the number of nights that you're actually having folks stay in the county, and also the lodging tax increases. The tax increases is by far the easiest, because that's hard data. That's collected and recorded. So that would be my suggestion.
Well, this person would not be a part of this board, but this person would come to this board pretty much every month and give monthly, I would hope monthly updates on what this person, what this person is doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I realize you're not going to see it overnight,
Right.
so, but Sandy, she handles the Hampton Inn, within 2 or 3 years, and you can get a benefit of just the economy doing better, but she should be able to see some numbers there.
Yes,
too.
sir. Absolutely. And again, and in the types of business she and other properties are able to bring in, I would think that primarily right now you're seeing, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're primarily seeing transient business traffic at the hotels, not necessarily event type of occupancy with festivals or that type of thing. Certainly you can, as your agency starts to develop and promote those things, then yes, you can mark those as well. That typically, and I'm not sure what the pattern is in Baker, typically you're okay Monday through Thursday. Any hotel is going to tell you yes, but I could do better. Where they're wanting additional businesses Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. So, which is usually when they peak out, or I'm sorry, they actually peak down. So that's a good measure as well. And your CVB can actually help fill those rooms during that time. So yes, sir. And yes, and I agree with you that your director needs to do regular reporting of their activities, both to the TDC and then in turn, if you feel necessary, to the commissioners on a regular basis, to know that there's actually activity taking place. And you as the TDC have every right to expect that from your director.
And this ideal person would also bring ideas to us.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. Yes, sir. That is exactly right. And he or she will need a little time to, to get the lay of the land and to see what is in place, what, based on the strengths that you have, the identified strengths that you have, how could that be increased? So yeah, it'll take them a little time to at least, get their feet on the ground and make their recommendations. So. But yes, absolutely, accountability is the name of the game right now, particularly with public funds being spent. So,
Any other concerns for John about the plan specifically?
Not for John. Some things we need to talk about.
Okay.
good job. Well, will it be the action then of the TDC today to actually adopt this plan, or what is your procedure going forward? Do you as a TDC have to adopt the plan or accept the plan and then say, this is what we as a TDC have adopted this plan, we want to present it to the commission for your consideration and approval? I don't know what your procedure is. So.
Right. Well, I actually have a question for the board now. If we're going to talk about you all preparing a budget, so that would require you all to come back and meet again to discuss that. So, John, that would probably delay our presentation to the commissioners because he was wanting to be here in March to be able to do that. So we probably need to, for us, if you can circulate that budget to me, John, the one that you're referring to, and let me work individually with you all as members to come up with what you'd like to see for the budget. So when you all meet in March, you've got a plan to review and not just prepare while you're in here.
Okay.
And then we would need to move forward with that before the board, John. So really today, I don't know that we need to make a decision. It probably sounds like we need to develop that budget and then come with a plan, a full plan, including a budget, and request that be sent on to the commissioners at that time.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. And I will, Sarah, I will send you. Actually, it was included in the first draft. You may not have that, so I'll send you that particular page of information. Again, and I understand this is just a springboard for you for the TDC to look at, right. Not necessarily your final budget. Then, if you'd like for me to come back with you at your March TDC meeting, in case you have any questions or I can be any assistance, I can certainly call in on that. And then would our plan be to present to the county commission in April? Would that be your planning?
As long as things go well, we could potentially present the plan at the second meeting of the month in March.
Okay.
Because you guys do
What day is
meet.
that?
I'm sorry?
What day?
That would be, so for the month of March, TDC would meet on the 4th. And then our second meeting of the board is March 17th. So if that worked for your schedule, John, we could keep it that way. I know having you travel down here may be difficult, but if that works for you, then we can keep that schedule.
Yes, sir. Let me pull up my calendar real quick. Okay. I don't think I have any conflicts. Let's see. And I'm sorry, that would be the 17th of March?
It would be, yes, sir, at 5 p.m.
Yes, and I do not have any conflicts right now. So, other than that is St. Patrick's Day, we'll all have a commission meeting, but other than that, we're good to go. So.
Okay, well, we'll do that. Like I said, if you don't mind, I can pull if it's in the original plan, John. I do have that, so I can pull that budget. That's not a problem. But yeah, so what I'll do, if that's okay with you all, So, we'll just have some conversations. I'll circulate that to you all. You guys respond to me on what you would like to see adjusted on that budget. And I'll just kind of be your middleman. That way, when you guys get your March, you don't have to, you know what I mean? You can make some progress on that budget before you're in the meeting in March.
Okay, Sarah, that proposed plan, the proposed budget, or sample budget was on page 13 of the original draft.
Gotcha. I'll go back and pull it, John. No need to resend. I still have it.
Excellent. Sounds great. Good deal. Well, folks, it sounds like we've got a plan, and I'm looking forward to getting back down there and meeting with you guys. And again, if you would like to meet as a group before the commissioner meeting, if that's necessary, certainly I can do that. And as I said, once we get it all approved, I'll put the actual presentation together, get it down to Sarah, and ask her to distribute it out to all of y'all so that you can see it well ahead of time. We can make changes in it if we need it. So.
Okay. I think that sounds good for us.
Yep.
Thanks, John.
Well, I appreciate it so much, and we will all talk again soon.
Thank you, John.
Great. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So Sarah, we can just send proposed drafts into you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can work. I know it's a go between to you all. Like I said, so that way when you get here at your meeting in March, you've got something to go
So
from.
one thing we need is accurate
Absolutely.
numbers,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
since we've had all these audits done and everything. We need to see exactly what those numbers look like, and if we can get whenever the last deposit was made in 2025, so we can get an idea of what that's looking like.
Okay.
We need a year-end balance, and we also need income, monthly income.
And one other thing we need to consider when we come back is you need to be thinking about, are we looking at a nonprofit third party or a person that is employee of the
In speaking
county?
to the commissioners, I think their desire is for it to be an employee. Yeah, obviously that's something we need to talk about, but
Right.
just from conversations that I've had,
Yeah,
if that's the direction we go in, I think they would prefer it be a county employee.
okay.
And I'm not trying to complicate things by no means, but, I know we were talking about, down the road, maybe a sports complex, or are we just more focused on what we have already? And are we looking to, and the reason why I'm asking this, and I'm no way promoting a radio controlled racetrack, but Lake City is building a radio controlled racetrack and right off, not too far from Lowe's over there. So I was fortunate enough, I've talked to the mayor over there a couple of times, and I asked him, I said, well, where do y'all get that money from? Because I mean, it's a lot, it's covered and all one thing, it says TDC money. So,
Yeah, they collect a lot.
They collect
well,
a lot.
I know they collect a lot,
Yeah.
but I mean, are we, and I'm not trying to complicate things, and maybe this is for a discussion way down the road, I'm not sure. But are we more or less just focused on what we have within our county now, or do we want to expand on that? And that's probably something.
I mean, the things that we can promote and try to expand on that are going on now, but for this person to justify their position, it's gonna take more than that. There's gonna have to be some new things going on.
Yep.
You
Well,
know,
that's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
and I've tried to motivate a few of these coaches that are always pushing for more ball fields, that say we can bring in all kind of money with these travel tournaments. I said, well, here's what you need to do. Whatever age group our new facility can handle, you need to have one.
That's right.
I need to see what it looks like. I need to see what kind of people how many people you're bringing. We need to see some basis before we can even think about stepping out on a limb.
That's right.
You know, so I hadn't gotten anywhere with that conversation with a few of them, but nonetheless, I mean,
Well, my example with the RC track is that it appears that money can be spent in that arena for ball, you know, whatever, sports or whatever.
Yeah, there are ways to do that, you know. The thing with us, the other thing is we need to be able to calculate what that 4th and 5th % looks like. Because that would need to go on, not this year's election, but in 2 years, it would need to go on the ballot. The other thing I would caution us moving forward slowly is there's a lot of talk in Tallahassee about using TDC money for infrastructure for municipalities and county governments, not just what it was initially programmed for. So we need to be keeping an eye on that. Some of those, especially like the big guys, like in Orange County, they want to be able to take that money and help with their roads and other things going on in the Bright Line and whatever else is going on.
So it'd be a matter of Tallahassee allowing them to do that,
Yes,
and then the powers on B would make that decision.
exactly right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if they start, and we're all hypothetical here, obviously, but, you know, they start cutting into, you know, homesteads and whatever it is they're talking about doing, that's going to open up discussions for other revenue, and TDC is a revenue.
That's the whole problem. Well, those big counties, they're flush with cash. Orange County's flush with cash from all the visitors they get. And so they see that big pot of money sitting over there, and
Sure.
you're using it at Camping World Stadium and whatever else they're doing, you know, and so they're thinking, man, we could sure help, you know, extend this rail line or whatever they're talking about, you know, but nonetheless, so
Sure.
they're in favor of it.
Sure.
But I just wanted to throw that out there and let you guys know I've been reading quite a bit on that stuff, so.
I'd like for us also to look at the top 3 things that could draw people here. What would those be? You know, what if we were to build a business plan around top 3 things that could draw people to Baker County? You know, what would it be? I thought of the eco, you know,
Absolutely, ecotourism for sure.
ecotourism, rivers, you know, have boats, have things that draw people there is one. Sports, obviously, you know, and then history, you know, all the things we have here historically. But to be able to hire someone, build a business plan around whatever the top 3 things we come up with, and say, okay, here are the things that we can do over the next 6 months to increase these things. And so we build a business plan on how to do that, and a model.
Sarah, is there still discussion with Shoals Park and National Park Service or
Absolutely.
whoever that was
Yes,
about
sir,
trying
they've
to
been out.
trying to open that up and rework some of that language in there?
Absolutely.
I mean, because if that could occur, then this board could say, okay, we're gonna help with a concessionaire putting kayaks out there and bringing a food truck or whatever out there, you know, kind of
Yeah.
stuff to try to attract folks to come do that stuff, you know, and so.
Yeah, National Park Services has been out numerous times.
I knew,
actually,
we had talked
and,
about that.
They're actually looking for some funding sources for us as well. They think they have some funding to be able to go towards some of our plans. And they have committed to helping us work with the state to amend our master plan
That's
on
gonna
Shoals
be
Park as well.
the
Yes,
kicker
sir.
right there as far as what we could
Yes, sir.
get involved in out there.
Yes, sir.
Just potentially to get a little of the revenue back, you know.
Yeah.
But I see that as being the possibility for a main attraction
Absolutely.
with the different things we could do out
Absolutely.
there on the ecotourism side.
Are we charging to go out? I know, I think there was some discussion
Shoals
a
Park?
few years ago,
Yes, sir.
annual memberships and different things. Okay. So-
Yes, sir. It's a very low fee, but we do charge it for access.
Yep.
But there's a way to help macro loans, where we help someone who needs, you know, say $3,000 to establish a kayak business, and we help them, get that, and we get it back. And so
Yeah.
it's
Not
just-
really a
it's just-
grant, but,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's just things
Go-
like that we can do.
Go from there to the new boat ramp once it gets done, you know, and pick
right.
them up from there and bring them back to their cars kind of stuff, you know, whatever it looks like, you know, but there are ways to, and then you start marketing that
right.
at the Welcome Center in 95 and
Yeah.
Amelia Island, because that's what a lot of people are going over there for, is the ecotourism, you know.
That's right.
And try to draw them over here. While you're here for 5 days, come over here and see this. This is something totally different than the saltwater stuff you're looking at over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. When we give tours to the National Park Service, they're from all over the country. When they see Shoals Park, it's,
Yeah,
if you've never seen anything like that
That's
before,
right.
honestly, it's hard to get them to leave sometimes, you know. They'll
Mhm.
roll their pants legs up and they're in the water, you know, and
yeah,
we've had them and just talking about Shoals Park at Rural Counties Day in Tallahassee. Everyone that walks up is like, wow, that is so unique. There's no other place like that
Yeah.
that's county owned and offers what Shoals Park does. So we really have a unique opportunity to market that for
we,
sure.
exactly right, you know,
You
so.
could do a 3 to 5 day tour where you had brought buses in.
Mhm. There's a
Take
lot
them
of things could happen there,
It's just
Right.
a lot.
so, but anyway, so.
But this would be one of the jobs that this.
That's
the
right.
actor
Absolutely.
There you go.
Would be,
It-
well, us, you
It
know,
ain't us trying to do it in our spare time.
Nope.
We
Right.
got somebody that we've
Right.
hired to run that down and figure out how to make it work.
Right.
And
you know.
somebody that can market it online and on social media and, you know, be in
Yep.
touch with all of those things. Because we're really missing that
Oh, yeah.
mark
There
with a
ain't no
lot
doubt.
of different things on
In the
social media right
brochures and
now.
whatever else you're gonna put out
Yeah.
there, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, so the budget gonna be important.
So when do we want to meet again? Next month, the regular meeting? Or do we want to meet up with the budget before then?
Well, we have to advertise if you guys want to have a special meeting.
Okay.
And so it runs us tight to our scheduled meetings anyway to meet that requirement. And then with you guys all having a busy schedule, and then this room being used as much as it is too, sometimes it's just easier to keep it on a regular schedule. But we can
So-
certainly try to make it work if you guys want to meet before.
So what can we do from the information that we send to you? Can you distribute that to all of us?
Yes, you guys just can't talk to each other.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
Just let me be your go-between for any of that
Okay.
communication, and me or Kayla would, but yeah.
Well,
we'll get that
whoever's
out
gonna
to
be
you.
working on your end, I'd like to meet with you guys a couple of times
Okay,
before we have our meeting.
okay,
And see if we can come to some consensus between you and I, or, and then come with the input that you've gotten from any board members, and then we
Absolutely.
can figure that out,
Sure.
what that looks like, so we not twiddling our thumbs when we get here, to be honest with you, and trying to really start from the beginning or in the middle. I'd like to have an end product that maybe just says, let's tweak this or tweak that, and that's the end of
Right.
that, you know?
and absolutely want to put this out there as well. If there's any business owners that you guys know, or any that may be listening, we have a vacancy in that specific category. And so if we get an application, before the board meets for our second meeting in February, we can get that on the board's agenda to get you guys, 'cause I know it's really tough. Every one of you have to be here or we don't have a quorum with the vacancies that we have. And like I said, that is one that I've had conversations, but in talking to people, yeah, everyone's busy. It's hard to get people to volunteer, and we
No
completely
doubt.
understand that. But if you guys know anyone, that is interested in serving and owns a business, in Baker County, or lives in Baker County and owns a business. Like I said, Florida statutes is very specific, you guys know that,
Oh, yeah.
but please send them our way, so we can get that position filled and, help you guys out with your quorum issues too.
Absolutely.
Going back to the money and how it's coming in, I know that, you know, we've already discussed that we need that information. Is there any way we can get a history of that information?
Well,
Say for last
there's a
year?
history in
Here.
here already, but I want to make sure that it's accurate
Well,
based on what,
2025, we do not have. We have
yes,
five
like
months.
through May or something.
Yeah, when we
so-
sent him that information, it was very early
Yep.
Yeah.
last year when we did that, but absolutely, I'll get with Brooklyn, the new finance director, and I know can get that for you all.
Yes.
at
I
your
would
next
be
meeting.
interested in the last 6 months,
Okay.
monthly basis.
Okay,
Because obviously if it's trending up,
Yeah, with Holiday Inn Express opening.
Holiday Inn Express, because we didn't have a full year with them.
yes,
And so if it's trending up, then we need to build that into the budget.
And a lot more park models over there at the RV park.
Oh, absolutely.
Gosh, a pile of park models over there.
What is that, Jack?
Park models,
Park models?
yes, where they got
people can
look
rent
like
them
dang
that just
trailers.
stay
You can
there.
just rent
Oh,
a
I've
trailer.
seen them, yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen them.
They look like little tiny houses.
Yeah,
Modular houses
Yeah.
or something,
Mhm.
yeah.
You don't
I've
have to
seen-
have your own RV.
Yeah.
They got someplace you can stay over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that, I've seen that.
So,
It's at capacity. Anytime you ride by
It's
it
unbelievable.
doesn't look like there's a spot available.
both sections, you know,
Mhm.
when you're on the interstate riding by there,
Yeah.
I said, where'd all these people come from?
I know, that's what I was
It's
wondering.
unbelievable. Their marketing plan is working. I did see where Columbia County hired a new TDC director,
Did they?
a guy from there that was working in
Oh.
Louisiana.
Mhm.
I'd read an
It was
article
on
on that.
Facebook or something,
Yeah.
I've seen it, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good deal.
Well, that's another thing we'll have to talk about next meeting, you know, is parameters of what we're looking at
yeah.
from, hiring.
Well, he's got
He
some
does have a job
qualifications
description in
in here,
there
some
too,
job
yeah, for you
descriptions
guys.
and stuff, so, yeah. All right, so our homework's try to get to Sarah what you think,
Yes,
you know, some of the, budget numbers need to look like. And, I'd like to have to make a presentation at the next budget workshops with the county for next fiscal year, you know, to be a part of it.
He'll be here before you know it.
Exactly right.
when is that normally?
Usually
We're
May,
gonna,
June.
yeah, we're gonna be June this
Okay.
year with budget workshops.
Okay.
We wanna be a little earlier in the year than we have been
That's
last
a
couple of
good
years.
thing.
Okay.
All right. Anything else for the good of the cause? Thank y'all for coming. Sorry I had to chintz out last month.
That's
but
okay, we understand. Glad you're doing well.
I'm doing well. Thank you for that. All right,
Make a
meeting
motion to
adjourned.
adjourn, all right.